Well, I was lying down when I felt the Spirit of the Lord nudging me. Tulabakosakananiasilio sorry. Jose Kananabosilio sa kananiasi. Jose Kananabesilio so kananiase. Save God. Peka sa kananiasi my yield. Peka sa kananiasi last. He cleaned my body. Peka so kananiosi touch. He touched Moses. Hide him, Jesus. Rebuild her. I just appreciate the Lord. The reason I appreciate the Lord because the Lord, He cleaned. Make us He saved. Oh, say He hide me. The reason I thank the Lord because God can hide you through honesty. If you just be honest with God, the Lord realizes, oh, Jalabasakan in your sea, that we are flesh. Ula move God, Rabba Sakan in the say, Shaba Sakan in the Asilio Sokan in the say, Beko Sakan in the Asilio Sakan in the ha, hollow her, Rebeko Bo Shakan in the Bay City Alabohosa. He fired her. Oh, Shaba Sakan in the Asilio Sakan in the say, He clean. Beka Sakan in the Asilio Sokan in the ha, hollow my heart. I just when the Lord began to deal with you and you know he have an angel that come, and beg you to get up and get in the spirit. Sola basala basakananiase, sakana basilio sakanana fire. Peka sakananiasilio sakananiase, falls. Peka sakananiasilio sokananiasilas. He clean now. Peka sakananiasilio sokananiasi. He clean sons. Jose kananabesilio sokananiasilio say he God. One thing about it, God got a secret place. God got a secret place. Ola maye karamahaye. He old. Beka city alabahosha. He revealed. So this is the message. Jalabasagadaniosha. It says, the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, speak to your people and say to them, if I bring the sword upon a and the people of the land take a man from among them and make him their watchman. And if he sees the sword coming upon the land and blows the trumpet and warns the people, then if anyone who hears the sound of the trumpet does not take warning, and the sword comes and takes him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and did not take warning, his blood shall be upon himself. But if he had taken warning, he would have saved his life. But if the watchman sees the sword coming and does not blow the trumpet, so that the people are not warned, and the sword comes and takes any one of them, that person is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood I will require at the watchman's hand. So you, son of man, I have made a watchman for the house of Israel. Whenever you hear a word from my mouth, you shall give them warning from me. If I say to the wicked, O wicked one, you shall surely die, and you do not speak to warn the wicked to turn from his way, that wicked person shall die in his iniquity, and his blood I will require at your hand. But if you warn the wicked to turn from his way, oh, Jabasaka Nenebeshiri Alamohosa, Hosikandala Mohosha. Oh, shalalalalaliosi. Ooh, la basala bosaka de diasi. Ooh, la 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 saka de diasi. Oh, silio saka de diasi. Ooh, la 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 saka de yada da bosha. Fire God. Peka saka de diasi ti ala bohosha. He showed me. Peka saka de diasi lio soka de diasi. Oh, Shanda. Shalalalalaliosi ti ala my heart. I feel like when you get in that secret place with the Lord, see, God don't want you to stop. Jeba so kananiyasi. Oh God, say kananabesilio so kananiyasiti. Oh God, make us so kananiyasi now, God. Make us so kananiyasi. Yolabio so kananiyasi. He's saved now. Make us so kananiyosha. Shalalaliositi. Oh silio so kananiyasiti. Oh God, make us so kananiyasi. Yolabio so kananiyasi. Foes, Pekasa Kanania City Alabio Sakanania say, Fire God, Pekasa Kanania City Alabiosa, Foes, Pekasa Kanania City Alabiosa Kanania say, He clean babies, Pekasa Kanania City Alabiosa Kanania say, He move, Pekasa Kanania City Alabioso Kanania say, He clean Moses, Ose Kananabe Silio Sakanana ha ha fire. Pekaso Kananio Silio Sakanana ha ha. Hallow her. Pekasa Kanania City Alabohosa. Move God. Pekasa Kanania City Alabioso Kanana ha ha. Halanio Sikaniosha. Shagayarobo Shikia. Shagarobo Shi. Shayekia ye. Fioma ye koya. Foye koyasa. Shaye kaye be. Pekasia yelta. Fela basilio saye. Kananiosha. Shalanio siki ananiase. He clean buildings. Besilio God. Pekasilio sikananiase. He shield Jason. Jason. Oshaneo se. Folio salio sikaniana. Hallelujah, Celio Sikaniana. Hallelujah, Celio Sikaniana. La so Bekiara Bahayeke. Peka Celio Sakanania say he saved God. Peka Sakanania Celio Sokanana. Ha. La Sam. Picandio Bo Sakanania see he clean built. So Peka Sakanania City Olabio Sakanana. Ha. La so Peka Sakanana. Ha. Leonio Sikaniana. Ha. Hallelujah City Olabosha. He showed me. Oh, Lord, I see an angel. Chelabeo Koreana Boshit. Ooh, la 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 Dios silio so kana dia na bosha fire peka na besilio so kana na haye falls peka sikani na haye he gift peka sakana nia city ala bio sakana nia say he shield her when the Lord can talk to you about your enemies and he search your heart. Mula maya kabasaka na 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 ha. Abba, Ula basala basuka ni yana na bosilio bo, beo siku ni yana na mahaye, bikani yo bosilio saka ni yasi, ulia ma, beka saka ni yasi. When he can uh, talk to you about your enemies and you see how your enemies have tried to impede your progress, and you see how your enemies have tried to keep you from prospering. Yilabakandalabahosha. Sure. And you see how your enemies have sent witchcraft to your children and tried to dress them. And when the Lord began to show you, or He opened your eyes and you search your heart and you're still praying for your oh my sila boko saka na ni asiti ala boho sa la basala basili o saka na ni asiti ala boho saka na ha las e kanyoro wo shiti hola ni asili o sika ni na mahaye hola ni asili o sika ni na ha kanele o sika ni na ha la so hola ni sika ni na asiti. Oh God, right now, God. Rebecca Bosa, Osikandio Bosa, Falls, because Sakanadia City Alabohosha, he showed me, because Sakanadio City Alabohosa, he cleaned buildings, because Sakanadia City Alabioso, Canadiose, Filianos, Filiasilio Sikanadia, fire, because Sakanadia City Alabioso, God. Peka Sikini Obosha, Show James, AJ, Chelabasa, Olebio City, Peleo Cilio Sikini and the Maha, Foniobo Sikini and the Yatsi, he knows Satan, Rebecca Sikini and the Mahaye, Pio Cilio Sikini and the Mahaye, he clean buildings, Peka Sakan and the Ha, Bo Sam. Because Sakanania Silio Sikinianamaha, Maye Kobo Sikinianamahaye, Bekobo Silio Bokarabo Sitia, Olinio Sikinianamaha, Maye Korea Bayebio, Bekabobo Sikia, Aye Kobo Sekiaba, Bekasilo Boki Sikia, Hayashanda, O Shebekitia, oh God. All I know is God can put you in a place where you can just love, where it just be peace, where you just say, I know I don't have to fret myself in any wise to do evil. Bila bakamani yabaye korobaha. Ooh, Shia J. Jayla Basaka de Beshidia. Oh, Shababasilio Bokara de Besiti. Ooh, la move God. Pekasaka de Niasiti Alabohosa. He live. Picandio Bosaka de Niose. He saved. Oh, Silio Bokara Bahaye. Foes. If you could just feel what I feel, the presence of the Lord. Jelabasakadiroshiti, the presence of the Lord. Jelabasakadiroshitialabohosha, shalanadadadiositi, hosiliosikadiosha. He shield her. I just, want to just, I don't know if any enemies are my subscribers, but I just want to warn you to put down the weapons of witchcraft. I'm older because I see the Lord see. Because one thing about it, you can have gifts and still end up missing God. The reason I say that is because every good and perfect gift come from above. You can have gifts, but if you don't submit to the Lord, you'll be operating in a spirit of divination. You'll be seeing things that God, don't mind you seeing. But even at the end of the day, being a prophet or even being a prophetess, you still have to submit to God. Because if you don't submit to God, you'll be lost in the day of judgment. Because in the day of judgment, God is going to say, some people are going to say to him, Lord, have I not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name cast out devils. And the Lord is going to say, depart from me. I know you not, or you are workers of iniquity. So this is a warning to people who have gifts. Even though you have gifts and you may be able to foretell the future, don't you see? Prophets are falling now. It's not that they started out to be false. What happened was they poured out so much to people, and people took advantage of them, took advantage of the gift. And so they were drained. And at the same time, even in being drained, they fell away into pride because people had looked to them instead of looking to God. It's easy to idolize somebody when you see God using them, when they begin to prophesy things and they tell you things that nobody knew but you and the people in your inner circle. But at the same time, if that prophet don't humble himself, case in point, one of my children were talking to me today, and when they told me something, I felt like it was a lying spirit, and I got vexed up. I got so vexed up Did I begin to fall back into unforgiveness? And if I hadn't been careful, it would have escalated to hate. So this is what I'm saying. I don't care how gifted you are. You still have to be subject to God, because all of us have some ways that God have to clean us from. And see, the enemy knows our weakness. You know, the enemy studies you. A snake can be in your house for 10 years and you don't know it. But that snake will know you because he watch you. He watch the things that excite you. He watch the things that tempt you. That's why, because the devil know what you like, when he get ready to tempt you, he don't offer you nothing that you don't like. If he know you don't like dark skinned men, he not gonna send no dark skinned men to you. If he know you don't like dark skinned women, he not gonna tempt you with that. The devil know your taste because he study you. So this is why we have to yield to God. We have to be honest with ourselves. When we are tempted, we have to cry out to God. We go to God so that God will be glorified, so that people will not make gods out of us as prophets and prophetesses. But we have to submit to God ourselves. Even Paul realized that. He said he didn't want to preach to everybody else and they be saved, and he couldn't bring his own flesh up under subjection, and he be found a castaway. Many times the Spirit of God will nudge you and tell you to get up and pray. And you're saying you'll want to turn over, but you don't know whose life you're saving. Just because you got up and yielded to the Lord. Be blessed. Huh? See, what happened was I woke up and I checked the time and it was just one. And but I said, Lord, every time you tell me to get